Welcome to Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. My name is Doug, and today we're going to make some delicious heart-shaped shortbread Valentine's Day cookies. So stay tuned. Okay, let's go through our supplies and ingredients. First of all, you're going to need some measuring cups and measuring spoons. You'll need a handheld mixer and a KitchenAid mixer if you have one. Also some bowls. You'll be using 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, 2/3 cup of powdered sugar, 1 cup of butter, or that's 2 sticks, unsalted, 1 orange. You're going to need the zest from 1 orange, and 1 tablespoon of the orange juice, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1/4 teaspoon of salt. You're also going to need a cookie cutter, heart-shaped of course, and a 1/2 cup of dried cranberries finely chopped. Then for the glaze, you're going to need 1 cup of powdered sugar, 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, and 1/2 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and maybe some pink food coloring. You'll need some baking trays and a cooling rack, and that's pretty much it. Let's get baking. Welcome back. So if you don't have a KitchenAid mixer, you can use a handheld mixer to make these cookies. But I'm going to be using my KitchenAid mixer here. And the very first thing we're going to do is we're going to get our 1 cup of butter. Don't forget that's 2 sticks of unsalted butter. And what I like to do, I like to cut it up into, I actually did a lattice method where I just kind of did a diagonal, cut it diagonally, and then cut it diagonally the opposite way. And the reason why I do that is just so to make it go a little bit faster, okay? So I'm gonna get my butter and I'm placing it in my bowl here. Now don't forget, this has to be softened butter. Make sure it's soft. And then we're also gonna get our 2/3 cup of powdered sugar. And we're going to cream that together until it's nice and smooth. Okay, with the rubber spatula, you want to scrape down the sides. Put it on again, and then we're going to add the rest of the ingredients. Okay, next we're going to add the orange zest. Remember, that was orange zest from 1 whole orange. I'm also going to add my salt. That's a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And we're using 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. Now, what I'm going to do with the flour and the orange juice, I'm going to add some flour, add just a little bit of orange juice, add some flour, and add a little bit of orange juice, okay? So we want to make sure we do that, but I'm going to first blend this up a little bit. That looks good. And now I'm going to add the flour. But I'm going to do the flour a little bit at a time. So probably about 1/3 flour, a drop of juice, and blend that. Good. Going to add my next 1/3 of flour. A little more juice. And mix that. Now we're going to add the rest of the flour and the rest of the orange juice. And remember, the orange juice was approximately 1 tablespoon. Okay, now make sure you scrape the sides. And now what we're going to do, we're going to incorporate the dried cranberries. And remember, cut them as fine as you can. And that was 1/2 cup. Let's blend that together. Mix it together. Okay, for our next step, I'm going to get some handy wrap or plastic wrap. And what you want to do is we're going to be making a disc. Okay, here's our handy wrap, and what I'm going to do is with my dough in my hands, now make sure your hands are always clean. I say that almost in every video. Your hands should always be clean. You're going to make a disc, kind of like that with your hands. Put in the plastic wrap like that. Flatten it just a little bit. And then we're just going to bring that plastic wrap over. Make sure it's totally covered. And then we're going to put this in the refrigerator for about 30 minutes. Okay, so next we're going to make our glaze. And so I have my 1 cup of powdered sugar. I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, half a teaspoon of vanilla. And this is going to make such a nice glaze. So I'm using a handheld mixer. Okay, so that looks like a nice consistency. Let me show you. Can you see that? So it's loose, but not too loose. You don't want it liquidy. All right. Yummy. Now we're going to add some pink food coloring to it. You can use red. I'm going to use a little pink, so I'm going to do about 3 drops. So I'm doing about 3 drops. And this is the perfect shade of pink that I want. Excellent. All right. Now let's start making our cookies. Okay, so we took our dough out of the refrigerator. It's been 30 minutes. And what you want to do is lightly flour a wooden board. I like putting a damp dish towel underneath the board so the board doesn't move. You also have your heart cookie cutter. Make sure that's a little floured too. And of course your rolling pin. So I'm going to roll this out to approximately 1/4 of an inch thick. That looks good. Okay, it's approximately 1/4 of an inch thick. And I'm going to get my cookie cutter and start making my cookies. Now, sometimes the cranberry might stick a little bit, but you can see how pretty that's going to look. All right, so I'm going to continue making my cookies, and then we're going to put it in the oven. Remember the oven, preheated oven, 350 degrees, and we're going to bake these for around 10 to 12 minutes. You want to put them on the tray, leave them approximately an inch apart. That should be good. All right. We'll be back. It has been 12 minutes, and the sides are just slightly brown, like very slight. You don't want to overbake it, but yeah, those look really nice. All right, just has a little, it's lightly brown on the side, just very light. So what we're going to do is we're just going to let this sit for about a minute or two, and then we're going to transfer it to this cooling rack and let them cool completely, and then we're going to glaze it. Stay tuned. Okay, so for our last step, we are just going to stir our glaze, and we're just going to drizzle it on top of our cookies. And we don't want to cover the whole thing. I just want to go with a little design, just a little drizzle. And it's going to add that sweetness and yumminess to these wonderful Valentine Day cookies. If you notice, I have some foil underneath the cooling rack. So this way, when it drips, it'll be easy cleanup. And then we'll let them sit for a little bit and then put them on this beautiful It's actually a cake stand, but I use it for a cookie stand too. And then devour them. Stay tuned. So the way I do this is I just get some on my little plastic spatula and I let it drip. Go back and forth. You do different designs if you want. Oh, pretty. Want to do a lattice, you could do a lattice. I'm going to continue decorating these cookies, and when we come back, we're going to have a yummy taste test. Stay tuned. Happy Valentine's Day. All right, well, they are done, and they look so beautiful, so Valentine's, and so delicious. Oh, that's good. Thank you so much for joining us today on Happy Healthy Living with Yvonne Douglas. Remember, if you want that homey vibe, you need to subscribe, and please give this video a like. Until next time, my friends, happy healthy living and happy Valentine's Day. Bye-bye.